pray for, every night and every day for. You give it all, then you give more. That's good for footy.
Wow, good evening everyone, how are you? Welcome along to the Hallam Hotel for the Essendon show. We've got two champions here from the Essendon Football Club. Who barracks for Essendon? Yeah, right on. That's what we like to see. Let's not muck around. You know this is the only live and interactive footy panel show going around Australia. This is where the fans meet the players and the players meet the fans. Those two players that you're going to meet are just over there if you want to take a glimpse. Let's get them up here so you can meet them the way I just have out the back. They're lovely boys and I enjoy having a chat with them. We'll get them up here so we can all do the same. Let's get on with the show. He's our first panellist. He was born on the 9th of March 1993. He's played a total of 154 games and kicked a total of 72 goals. He made his AFL debut back in 2012 when he plays for the Essendon Football Club. He wears the number 9 on his back. Please welcome to the stage, Dylan Shill. There you go. Hi, Dylan. Hi, mate. Good to see you. Beautiful smile, isn't it? Guys, you can say yes too if you want.
Thanks,
it's all right. It's okay. Don't stress. Welcome along to the show, mate. Nice to have you here.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Been a tumultuous week, but we won't go into too much detail, will we?
Look, before we go any further, I just want to say, look, apologies to all Essendon fans out there.
Yeah.
And if you're going to ask me what happened, now you know not to. And, basically, the reason is because we didn't have Devon playing.
That's it. There you go. There you go. I'm rapt to having this boy along because I texted him. I said, hey, mate, what do you reckon? Do you want to come along and do it? And he goes, well, I can't tell you what he said. He just said yes. All right. Our second panellist, he was born on the 20th of May 1993. He's played a total of 138 games and he's kicked 120 goals. He made his AFL debut back in 2012 when he plays for the Essendon Football Club. He wears the number 5 on his back. Please welcome to the stage, Devon Smith. Hey, brother. There you go. Tuckle that under there. Car keys on the desk. You're at home, mate.
Yep, make myself at home.
I love it. So nice to have you back. How's everything going with you? How's life in general? Won't talk about football. How's life in general?
Yeah, it's a hard one. I'm actually going as well as I can be, but it's a battle now because I've started running and I really want to get out and help the boys. And obviously we know watching on the weekend wasn't as fun as it usually is. So, I'm going as well as it can be. Yeah, good. Well, that's the answer that I wanted. Without going into too much detail, we'll go into other questions that we'll find out a little bit more detail about you boys in this. This is our first segment. It's called What About Me? There you go. So what I want to do here, boys, I'm just going to go through a couple of series of questions. I know that you've both done shows before, but for the benefit of the people that are here tonight, and there's a couple of new questions, refreshers that are in there, we'll see what we can get out of you with this. Where did you grow up, Devon Smith? I grew up in Lara.
Lara, okay. And that was from what period to what period? From
pretty much my whole life until 18.
18, okay. Yeah. And where did you grow up, Dylan?
I was in Aspendale, so about 25 minutes just on the bay side there, and lived there till I was 17 before Dev and I moved up to Sydney to play together.
Wow. This is why I wanted these two on. I wanted them on at the start of the year. I know a few of you did. There was a little bit of a hiccup there. I think this is an Essendon thing. I don't know what's going on. But anyway, now I've got them on, so I'm wrapped, and we'll get further into a lot of detail with you boys tonight. Who did you barrack for growing up, mate?
Strangely enough, Adelaide Crows.
Oh, okay.
Usually, I was about to say, usually a few boos.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Was there a reason behind that?
I met Andrew McLeod when I was young, and they were obviously going really well, and dual Norm Smith medalists and so forth. So, it's easy to follow them.
Just happened that way. And Dylan?
I was a Carlton fan growing up.
Yes.
Yeah. Exactly.
But we've had this discussion before, and I know the reason that he did was because one of his favourite players, which we're about to go into, and I'll answer it for you now, was Anthony Koutafidis. And I can see the Greek god likeness, even though, it's a different kind of nationality. Who was your favourite player growing up?
Yeah, Andrew McLeod.
Yeah, and we've just done that. So, we can move on. What's your frame of mind before a game of footy, boys? Is it relaxed, anxious, nervous? Are you calm? What's your normal state of mind?
Obviously, a bit of nerves, and it's an anxious time of the week for me because you're going out to battle and in front of the crowd. But so we try and keep it as relaxed as possible, and then charge up and get ready for the first bounce. So it's mixed emotions.
Nice, I like it.
Yeah, it's definitely changed along the way. It's probably pretty full on as a kid and probably to like 19, 20, and then you realise that you can spend a lot of energy the night before or whenever it may be. So a little bit more relaxed, but when there's 2 minutes to go, you get pretty G'd up.
Yeah, cool. All right. What were you doing before footy came along?
I came out of the womb with a footy in my hand, and I'm pretty sure Devon did as well. So.
Yeah.
Devon and I actually, we played a bit of footy together when we were 12, so we've known each other for 14 years now and played footy with each other. So it's been a big part of my life. And before football, we were both at high school, weren't we? So we were straight out of high school and straight up to the Giants, and now we're here.
What was it like when you first met each other? Did you see each other as rivals? Did you see
it was a clash of
size
the
each other
egos, I
up?
reckon.
Yeah.
We both get called barrel chess, and we're still not too sure who's got the bigger chest at the moment. But at the start, Dylan and I probably saw each other as rivals, but then we thought we'd probably team up and be a better team. So I'm glad we're back together.
That's awesome. I love that. It's a bit of an alpha male, and you would do that. You'd size each other up, but then I like the answer. We thought, with safety in numbers, let's do this together. Yeah, good stuff.
I'm
All
a bit
right.
weak at the moment too, so I better not say too much. He'll probably beat me up.
Oh, yeah, right, okay.
No,
all right. Moving right along.
He's looking very strong in the gym at the moment. So stay away from him.
Yeah. Do you have a pet?
Yes, we both do.
Okay, tell us about it. What is it?
My girlfriend? No, I'm just joking.
Well, Sam, you're going to have to beep that one out, mate. Yeah.
Sorry.
Right.
Yeah, don't do that. No, I've had a dog for 5 years, and being in Sydney, it was not the dog that I probably thought I'd get. So I've got a half Chihuahua, dash hound, strange-looking thing, but she's still awesome.
Yeah, okay. Can I ask you, the reason that you got a dog like that was because of just the amount of space that you were living in? Is that the reason?
Yeah, exactly right.
Yeah.
Paying a lot of money for no car park up in Sydney as well, which is hard work.
Yeah, I understand. Dylan?
I've also got a dog. I've got a border collie, and wasn't ideal for apartment living in Sydney either, but she learned to manage.
Adapt.
She's meant for the farm, but no, she's enjoying her time in Melbourne, and her winter coat or her long fur is probably a little bit suited to Melbourne weather.
Yeah,
so
right.
she's 3.5.
Okay, and names?
Maya.
Lexi.
All right, okay. What's your star sign? Straight out of there.
Pisces.
Pisces?
Tauros.
All right, okay. Is there a nickname that you go by that we wouldn't be aware of?
What do you call me?
Adonis or...
No. What do you call me? Don't say that.
I call you a lot of things.
You call me banana. Yeah.
Which one can we use?
He calls me Barrel.
Yeah.
Barrel?
Yeah, Donkey Kong. Same
Donkey
sort of
Kong.
Yeah. Okay. I won't go into any detail. What about you, Devon? Is there something that you've got that we wouldn't be aware of about you?
I was Meatball, but now Will Snelling's about 20 kilo heavier than me, so I'm probably half a meatball, which is good.
Yeah, right. Okay. Yeah, nice. All right. That can stay with Dion Prestia then. All right. When you have got some just you time, just you, nothing else, what do you do?
I can answer mine and Devon's. I know
Yeah?
Devon's.
Yeah.
I enjoy a bit of golf. Thanks to Devon's got me into a bit of golf, so we're actually going to go play a game tomorrow together. He's going to
Nice.
teach me a few things, so he's a much more advanced player than me.
Okay, cool. Where are you going? No, actually, don't tell me where you're going, because otherwise everybody else will know. Just tell me, where do you like to sort of... What's one of your favourite courses? Let's go with that.
Oh, my favourite course in Victoria would be Cathedral Lodge.
Okay.
But that's a very private course, and old man Evans, who obviously was a sponsor of the club and whatnot, he lets us boys on, which is nice.
Yeah, okay.
It's pretty exclusive, only 80 members.
Yeah, right. 80 members. Wow.
Yep.
Oh, Jesus. And handicaps? Can we talk about that? It's nearly like asking a lady whatever age is, but you generally don't go there, but we'll go there with a handicap.
I'm at about 14, 15.
Wow.
But-
all right. Yeah, okay. And?
Yeah, I've gone out a bit because of my knee, but 3.2 or something like that.
0.2 as well. I like it. Yeah, all right. Can you tell me the best game of footy you've ever played in? Anything that springs to mind. It doesn't have to be, I don't know, anything that just springs to mind. What's your best ever game that you've played in?
Under 12 state grand final versus South Australia when I was playing with Devon when we were 12. I kicked four that day from the wing. It was great.
I love it.
Can we tell them about the under-15s grand final, the Victoria one, when you dyed your hair blonde?
I was under 16.
Under-16s.
Yeah.
I was best on ground that day. It's all good.
Yeah, you did play a good day. At Princess Park, wasn't it?
Yep.
That's right.
How's that? Evidently, from all the armchair experts, that's the reason Essendon has been going so bad the last couple of weeks because of all the blonde hair.
Yeah, don't do it.
Strange. Wow.
No.
All right, move right along from that. Here's your last one, boys. What is the one food that you simply can't resist?
Chicken palmy.
Chicken palmy. How often, Devon?
Oh, at the moment, because I'm
As often as you bloody well want. No.
No, people think in rehab you don't work as hard, but yeah, I'm burning a lot of calories.
Work
at the moment.
harder.
Yeah, so
Okay.
maybe once every couple of weeks. 2
All right.
weeks.
Yeah.
I really like lollies, all natural confectionery lollies.
Yeah, right.
But particularly like the berry bliss ones. They're very, very good.
Very nice.
Yeah.
See, and I told
Very
you,
sweet.
this is good. I told you, this is where the fans meet the players and the players meet the fans. They're questions you won't get anywhere else, but they're answers you won't get anywhere else either. Boys, thanks very much for that. Guys, put your hands together for them. Thank you. Thank you very much. That was brilliant. All right, what I want to do, boys, you know this is a footy panel show and all you are aware of that. So what we're going to do, we're going to go into the tips. We're going to talk about round 22. There's only one more round to go. Has the season gone fast for you guys or what? Wow. So we're going into round 22. We're going to talk about it. There's a few things that I want to go through because this week's it's only Wednesday, it's hump day, but there's a lot of stuff that's already happened that we'll talk about as we go through this. So we'll kick it off, round 22, Friday night, this game. It's going to be Melbourne versus Sydney, 7:50pm at the MCG. Let's hear the Melbourne song. That'll do there, mate. Go straight to Sydney. And that'll do there. All right, boys. Melbourne coming up against Sydney. Melbourne have had a shocking season. Sydney, the wheels, I think, have fallen a little bit off there as well. But there were a couple of things I wanted to allude to because this is that time of the year when we start to talk about who's going to be leaving, who's going to be traded, who's had enough and who's out. Looks like Lewis is going to probably be his last official standing of playing with the Melbourne Football Club. And then McVeigh and Jack most likely finishing up with Sydney. What do you boys think here in relation to a tip and a margin? Melbourne v
Tough
Sydney.
one. I'm doing the tipping in the Herald Sun at the moment, and I'm only behind by 3. And this week could make or break me. There's about 5 50-50 games, so I want a crowd vote, and I might go off it.
Yeah, right.
So if you reckon Melbourne this week, put your hands up. Okay, so we're going with Sydney. No, that's good.
Yeah. Let's do it for argument's sake. Sydney? Yeah, all right, there you go. All right, there's your answer. Okay, that's who you're going for. What do you think, Dill?
I think Melbourne will win, yeah.
Wow.
But,
Really?
but not by maybe a goal or two.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Home ground advantage.
Yeah, cool. Let's talk about this one then. It's Saturday, August the 17th. I put this down as probably the coaching decision game because you were looking at Carlton versus St Kilda. It's at the MCG. It's a 1:45 game. Let's hear the Carlton song. That'll do, straight to the St Kilda one. And that'll do there. Now, I wrote those notes earlier on about coaching decisions. You've got Ratton at St Kilda, you've got Teague at Carlton, but now I find out tonight he's been appointed the new coach of the Carlton Football Club. So they're moving forward with David Teague, which is interesting. All you Essendon supporters would be wrapped with that news, wouldn't you? Look at that. Sam, we need tumbleweed just rolling through. There it is. Yeah, thank you very much. But I also would like to just point out, it looks like David Armitage will be his last season with the St Kilda Football Club. Daisy Thomas is moving on from Carlton. And then you've got Steve-O, who looks like they're trying to think that he could be going to Geelong. I don't know whether the case is there. But what do you think here, boys? Carlton v St Kilda?
Actually, I think Carlton will win this one,
Okay. Yeah, right.
I
New
agree.
coach, yeah.
Yeah, okay, there you go, Carlton. Let's go to this game then. This game is at 2:10pm, it's up at the Gabba. It's really going to be very interesting. It's 1v2, Brisbane Lion versus Geelong. Let's hear Brisbane. Thanks, mate. Straight to the Cats. And then we go there. So 1v2, boys, it's going to be a seriously interesting game because Geelong travelling up to the Gabba to play them there. What do you think here? What are your thoughts?
I think Geelong are going to upset them up there. I think Brisbane will be the favourites, but I reckon Geelong will get it done.
Do you know what's really interesting, Dylan? When you say Brisbane, they haven't beat anybody from 6 and above on the ladder. So they've only beat teams from 6 down. So it's going to be, it's going to be really interesting to see how they come up against the Cats up at the Gabba on their home deck. And that ground, what a beautiful looking ground it is. It just looks like a pool table. So it'll be interesting. What do you think here, mate?
Yeah, I agree with Dill, but Brisbane are a 6-goal better team up there.
Yeah.
But I think Geelong's defensive structure will we'll get them.
Okay, all right, awesome. I just wanted to allude to the fact we're talking about Geelong versus Brisbane. It could be Hodgie's last season with the Brisbane Lions. And also interesting today, Polly Farmer, the great Polly Farmer from Geelong Football Club, passed away today. So condolences to his family in relation to that. What a champion of the Geelong Football Club he was. Let's go to this game. It's at 4:05 p.m. in Adelaide. This game is Adelaide versus Collingwood. Let's hear the Adelaide song.
We're the pride of
Thanks, mate. Straight to the pies. And that'll do there. I'll talk about a couple of outs. It looks like Jenkins will be moving on, and Eddie Betts. There's a bit of contention going on surrounding where he might end up as well. What do you think here, boys? Adelaide versus Collingwood.
I think Collingwood win.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree.
Yep. All right. Love this. Boys, you just give me that, and I just move straight along. We'll go to the next game. This game is at 7:25 Marvel Stadium. It's North Melbourne versus Port Adelaide. Let's hear the North song. Thanks, mate. Straight to Port. All right. North Melbourne, I thought they might come out last week and have a bit of a red hot go. You know, they've now second, they've signed on, they've got their new coach, everything's looking fine, and then all of a sudden they kick the lowest score in history. 1 goal to 1 goal for 6 or 1 goal 8. Crazy. 14 points is all they ended up with. I'll talk about somebody leaving the club who's retiring as well. Scotty Thompson, a good stalwart of the North Melbourne Football Club. What do you boys think here?
It's a tough one. I still think North Melbourne have had a good 6 weeks of footy, and obviously being at Marvel's going to really help them.
Yep.
And don't really rate Port. I feel like they're up and down. So I reckon North.
Had a weird season, haven't they, mate?
Yeah.
Seriously, they've been all over the shop. Yeah. Okay, Dylan.
I think Port at their best could win, and they rolled us at Marvel a couple of weeks ago. So
yeah.
they've been going okay there.
Isn't it funny you say they if they're on, they could really win, but if they're off, they could really lose too. So they are an interesting team. Let's go to this game. It's Sunday, August the 18th. It's third versus fourth. There's no ins, no outs, there's no retirements at this stage. It's Richmond versus West Coast. Let's hear the Richmond song. Thanks, mate. Straight to West Coast. All right, there you go. Now, this game at the MCG, 1:10 p.m. Richmond will not be moving from the MCG for any games, as they've just played their last, 5 or 6 there. What do you boys think? It is third versus fourth.
It's Richmond's 4th or 5th game at the G in a row. They're pretty lucky, I reckon. But they're pretty hard to beat there, and I reckon the Tiger Army might show up and get them across the line.
Yeah, and it's supposed to be a nice day actually on Sunday. Probably you're looking at, I think they were expecting 18 or 19 degrees, which could suit both sides. West Coast would be really interesting to see how they come over, because they are a complete unit when you talk about the spine. So, sorry, mate, your thoughts?
I think Richmond, at the G, they're a pretty dominant team there, aren't they, Dev? And they could be. They couldn't move there from the rest of the year if they stay where they are in finals. Yeah.
Spot on, mate. All right, let's go to this game. Giant Stadium, 3:20 p.m. It's GWS Giants coming up against the Western Bulldogs. Let's hear the Giant song. Thanks, mate. Straight to the Bulldogs. There we go. This is just straight in and out for you boys. It's at Giant Stadium. Western Bulldogs had a feast, 2016 when they went up there, but it's a different ball game now. What do you think here?
Well, I would have thought the Giants would win this comfortably, but after last week, maybe not. So I actually think the Dogs could go up there and snatch a win.
I think the Giants lowered their colours last week, and they get a few boys back this week, so I reckon they win.
What did you boys take from the weather? You obviously saw the game, saw the snow. Have you ever played in those conditions at any level?
I've not played in snow.
No.
No, but we obviously travelled to Canberra a few times, and I just hope the Neefle game wasn't on before, because a lot of times by the time we'd finished, there was no hot water, so going to snow to cold water wouldn't be fun.
No, not at all. All right, this is our second last game. It's at Marvel Stadium. It's 4:40 p.m. It's Hawthorn versus the Gold Coast Suns. Let's hear the Hawk song. Thanks, mate. Straight to Gold Coast. And that'll do there. It's finally come around. Ruffy's hanging up his boots after 15 years. He's going to get a farewell game, which is great for him. I have nothing more to say on it apart from Hawthorn are playing Gold Coast. What do you boys think?
I think Hawthorn win.
Yep.
They'll get up for
win
Ruffy.
well.
Yeah, win well. All right, let's go back to this game then, ladies and gentlemen. This is the game that you are all here to find out a little bit more about. This game is proudly brought to you by the Big Pitch people, the experts in home cinema. Let's get the big picture on this game. It is between Fremantle and Essendon. It is 6:10 p.m. at Optus Stadium. Let's hear the Fremantle song. That'll do. All right, this is your chance. Let's hear the Essendon one. Join in, everyone. Clap, dance, do whatever you want.
Bombers fly up to win the premiership flag. Our boys who play this grand old game are always striving for glory and fame. See the Bombers fly up. We are the teams they don't fear. They all try their best, but they can't get near as the Bombers fly
All right, well done. Thank you to the 5 people that joined in for that. That was fantastic. You guys are amazing. All right, what I wanted to do here, boys, we'll talk about a couple of retirements. They are coming from the Fremantle Football Club, none that I'm aware of from the Essendon Football Club, so we won't be going into any of that. Well, there actually are a couple, but we won't be talking about it anyway. Fremantle look like Sandy Lance is going to hang up his size 18s. That's the end for him. And most likely Ballantyne. I bet you everyone will be lining the boundary line, shedding a tear for that one. That should be interesting. I also just wanted to point out, I saw it came through on my Facebook feed before that someone went out and did a tweet today saying that they should be looking at a 100-point win.
Who should?
Essendon.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Why is that?
I
hope so.
Yeah, evidently there was.
They read my palm as well? Or?
Yeah. They were suggesting that they've had a really good. The whole group has had a really good session on the field, on the track this week, which I think would be bloody wonderful if they do come out and do that. So
you probably tweeted that, didn't you?
I don't have Twitter.
Yeah, no. All right. So what I want to do, boys, we're just going to go through this. We know that the teams are not announced until a Thursday, so we won't go into any of those things. But we'll talk about form. July, you were flying with 5 wins on the trot. You had wins against GWS, Sydney, North, Crows and the Suns. Then you hit August and the wheels have fallen off the Bomber landing gear. That's kind of what it appears to be. Injury updates. Every club has had their injuries. It's that time of the year. But it's the clubs with the cattle on the paddock and the players that step up that define who the club is really about. 2 words in football go a long way to making or breaking a season: consistency and continuity. And unfortunately, you guys probably haven't had a season that has given you either of those. Would that be a fair assessment to just make that off the top?
Yeah, yep. But also it comes opportunity, and I think our young boys have really stood up, and a lot of boys have probably got games when they probably wouldn't have. Yep. So we've found a few, and Dylan Clark, and even though Guelphy's just gone out, we've really found some players, and it's going to make it tight for spots next year.
Yeah, good. I did want to talk about the spine. I alluded to it with West Coast before. You talk about taking the spine out of Essendon. You're talking about in the ruck, Tom Bell-Chambers, on ballers, Devon Smith, backline, Michael Hurley, half-back, Adam Sard, forward, Joe Danaher. That's a pretty integral part of the Essendon Football Club that's not out on the track at the moment, so that's got to affect it as well?
Oh, there's no doubt that you want your best players playing and playing most of the games, so... Unfortunately, that hasn't been a feature of the Bombers, as well as a couple of clubs like Collingwood and the Giants who are suffering and losing games because of that. But like Devon said, there's opportunity for the young guys to get some games under their belt, and after a hard year like we've had, it's can guarantee that the club's going to be better for it for next season, the season after. So, although it hasn't been the year that we've been after, we're still, giving ourselves a chance. But also next year and the year after that, there's some good signs there.
Bloodsome youth, I like it. What can you say to the Bomber faithful? Because I can't. We know what happened last weekend. I told you out the back we wouldn't be going into it, and we won't. But what can you say to the Bomber faithful that will give them a true belief in the club, in the playing group, that in the next couple of weeks and advancing into the finals, what can you do to sort of reassure them this is direction that we're taking? Because we heard it was the whole narrative all week, this is not the kind of football that we wanted to produce. What can you say to the Bomber faithful?
I think the Bomber faithfuls, they ride it as much as we do, so obviously they're hurting after last week, and sitting in the coach's box wasn't fun, I'm telling you. So we're hoping, we know that we won't dish up an effort like that again, and if anyone kicks 21 goals straight against us this week, I'll get nude.
Whoa! Make sure you got that. That's an exclusive, all right? Wow, that's huge.
That's giving you confidence.
Yeah. All right. Interesting. Thanks for saying that. But what I wanted to do then, we'll go into this, boys. You've got Freo and then Collingwood, But let's talk about this game because it's on Saturday night. It's 6:10 p.m. at Optus Oval. You're coming up against Freo. This is a big game. We know they all are. That's at that time of the year. But this game is the game where you come out and you say, and it proves to everybody that that wasn't the style of football that you wanted to play. That's not the brand that represents the Essendon Football Club. Freo are sitting 12th with 9 wins and 11 losses. Bombers are sitting 7th on the ladder with 11 wins and 9 losses. Not pointing out the bleeding obvious, but now that you've just said you want to get naked, you wouldn't want to lose this one, I'm suggesting. So do you think you can beat them and by how much? And there was a tweet, as I said before, that you'd said we've trained our asses off at the club this week and we want to come out and have a 100-point win. How confident are you about going over and playing Fremantle in Western Australia?
Well, it's certainly our intention to fly over there and get the win. So, look, we're confident that our best footy can match anyone's in the competition. So if we can execute our game plan and give the effort that's required at AFL standard, then, all chances are that we can get the win against Freo. By how much? I think it could be a close game, though. I think it could be what we've seen in recent months with the Bombers. It could be, come down to the last minute and be a one-goal game. So... it's exciting to watch. It's hard to play.
Can I ask you one last question, boys, and then we'll get right off the subject, but just how hard is it to deal with what happened last week when you go back to the club, you turn up on Monday, there's journos out there, there's cameras, everyone wants to get photos, everyone wants to have a chat, what's going on, what happened, blah, 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 you're going to get rid of the coach, he's going to be gone in 2 weeks if you have another loss like that. How do you sort of, stay focused?
It's just simple. Dill and I have been through that. I think we won like 4 games in 2.5 years. So realistically, everyone's got to get on with their job, and that's the only thing you can control is how you act and the way you go about it. So I know for Dill and I, we're pretty headstrong people, and I wish I was playing to turn it around this week, but I'm sure that, as I said, the effort's going to be a lot different than it was.
Yeah. And just one last thing while we're on it. How's everything going for you? If we could just let the fans know, how's Devon Smith going body-wise?
Yeah, I've started running. I'm nearly 12 weeks post-surgery now, so been doing a lot of work with Sammy Draper, who just signed a 4-year deal, which is huge for our club.
Well done. Brilliant. Excellent. I know I can see it in your eyes. You just wish you were going out in the park this weekend. Nothing would make you happier. Unfortunately, it's not the case, but I wish you guys all the best. Go over there and really show everybody with the kind of brand and style of football the Essendon Football Club should be renowned for. Wish you all the best. You guys put your hands together for the boys and go the Bombers. Good luck with it all. That game was proudly brought to you by the Big Picture people, the experts in home cinema, 6 great locations, South Morang, Cheltenham, Fountain Gate, Hoppers Crossing, Water Gardens and the Gold Coast. That was our footy tipping. Thank you very much for getting involved. What I want to do now is we want to get, why don't we just get, I reckon we should just get a couple of, why don't we just get 2 people up here that want to participate by just holding onto a paddle. You don't have to do anything else but that. It's really simple. Who would like to participate in that? What's going to happen, Sandy's going to hand you a paddle. You 2 are going to play along with this game. I'm going to introduce it in order to have some involvement. It's called Don't You Forget About Me.
Don't you.
All right, boys, this is where the fun begins. What's going to be happening for you 2 down the front is that these boys are going to be playing on your behalf to win you something. What you're going to be winning is that cake right down next to you. Skylar or Kyla or Skirtus or, okay, that's the cake that's going to be being won by either one of you. And whoever doesn't win is going to get a nice little prize pack anyway. So the way it's going to work is I'm going to have these 2 boys go through a little bit of a segment and I'll explain it as we go. Who would like to go first out of you 2 boys? Yes, all right. We love it when they volunteer. So, Skylar, right? Hello, how are you? You're well, good. You're going to be playing along with Devon Smith. With Dylan Shield. When it's his turn, you'll hear me say these words, correct? And you'll hear that noise. You've got to flip over that paddle, all right? And the same is going to happen for you, Curtis, when you're playing for Devon Smith. Whenever you hear this word, correct, all right? There it is. Not that noise, but this when I say it, you'll flip that over, all right? So what's going to happen here, I'm going to ask Devon Smith, you've got 45 seconds on the clock, my friend. I'm going to read out every player at your club. Every single player at the club in 45 seconds. We want to see how many you can name. I want you to give me their Christian name and their surname. All right? So in 45 seconds, give me as many as you possibly can. Young Curtis down the front here is going to keep score. Devon's going, mate, I haven't been to the club all year. I don't even know what's been going on. But we'll see how you go.
Can you skip?
Can I what?
Can I skip?
Yeah, absolutely. You can just go pass, and then you won't be flipping anything over. But when I say those words correct, you get ready to flip one over. You right to go? All right, here we go. So you got 45 seconds on the clock. I'm going to start with your first one now. Number 1.
And Andrew McGrath.
Correct. Number 29.
Pass.
Pass. Patrick Ambrose. Number 37.
Dylan Clark.
Correct. Number 43.
Anthony McDonald Tippenwoody.
Correct. Number 18.
And Michael Hurley.
Correct. Number 11.
This is David Zarakis.
Correct. Number 3.
Darcy the Pig Parish.
Correct. Number 5.
Devon Smith.
Correct. Number 44.
Sean McKernan.
Correct. Number 33.
Braden Ham.
Correct. Number 7.
Junior. Zach Merritt.
Correct. Number 19.
Kobe Much.
Correct. Number 10.
Aaron Francis.
Correct. Number 45.
Connor McKenna.
Correct. Number 13.
Orazio.
Orazio Fantasia. So finished up with a total score, Curtis, of 10. Would that be correct? Well done. All right. Not bad, mate. Not bad. How you feeling, Scully? You must be feeling pretty pumped.
Not
bad. Yeah, all right. We'll sit back down again. It's not your turn yet. All right. So what we're going to do here, mate, same 45 seconds on the clock. I'm going to give you exactly the same opportunity. When you hear this word, correct, and that noise, you get ready to flip it over. All right. Here we go. Here comes your 45 seconds starting now. Number 36.
Pass.
Michael Hartley. Number 14.
Pass.
Jordan Riley. Number 17.
James Stewart.
James Stewart, correct. There's one. Number 35.
Guelphy. Matt Guelph.
Matt Guelphy, yes. Number 22, correct.
22, 20. Mosquito.
Yes, Irving Mosquito. Number 2,
Tom Bell Chambers.
correct. Number 6,
Joe Danaher.
correct. Number 23,
David Myers.
correct.
Someone help me over here.
This guy down the front should
Relax,
be scoring.
mate.
Number
Relax.
9.
Me. Dylan
Yeah,
Shield.
Dylan Shield. Yeah, number 15,
Jalen Laverde.
correct. Number 4,
Kyle Langford.
correct. Number 24. I'll give it to you.
Jordan Houlihan? No,
yeah, it is. Jordan Houlihan. What do you finish up with? Don't know? 11? All right, I'll go with 11. You won with 11. Yeah, wow. All right. Don't feel disheartened because we don't have any losers here, just runner-ups, okay? So you've actually won the cake, all right? Congratulations for doing so.
Oh, yeah.
So, Skylar, you've got that. Here it comes. The lovely Sandy's going to give it to you. Have a look at it.
You like that?
Have a look at that. I hope you came with your mum and dad and you didn't just walk here from home or anything. Wow! Well, that's yours. Congratulations, Skylar. Curtis, you became a runner-up, but I'm going to give you the best on ground. What's in there is a Cheesecake Shop voucher, so you can go and get your own. Right? You might want to go and get a Carlton one. No, he says, no, I won't be doing that. Take all that, and there's a whole heap of vouchers in there for you to enjoy, all right? Thank you, too, for playing. Pass us up your paddles. You're wonderful. You were wonderful. Thank you very much. Look at that. Go back to your seat and enjoy yourself. That was great. Thank you, boys. That was probably a little bit harder than you thought it was going to be, yeah? Yeah. All right. That edition of Don't You Forget About Me was proudly brought to you by the Cheesecake Shop, the nation's most loved cheesecake shop. Why? Because it's made with love. That's why. The Cheesecake Shop has over 50 stores in Victoria alone. Tonight's cake was made by the team down at Casey Central, which is fantastic. So what we want to do now, we want to get 2 other people up here to participate in this particular segment. All you have to do when you come up is just sit here. Just sit here. Nothing else but sit here. What you 2 are going to be doing, you're going to be keeping score. I'm going to introduce a segment. It's called What I Like About You. All right. Now, the way this one's going to work, boys, is I'm going to this is going to find out a little bit about your characteristics. Now, I was excited to do this one because you 2 know each other quite well. So it's not about who goes first or anything here, but I'm going to ask 3 questions to you, and those 3 questions you have to give the answer to. So I'm going to ask them to Dylan, but you have to give the answer of what you think Dylan would do. Are you familiar with what I'm saying? Then I'll switch it over and I'll give you 3 questions, but you have to give the answer that what you think he'd do. All right. So I'm going to go with you first, Dylan, and you're going to be giving the answer. Here we go. Dylan has pulled up at a set of traffic lights and the people in the car next to him recognise him. What does he do next? Does he A, wave, B, ignore them, or B, pretend he hasn't seen them?
A.
A, all right, so there's 1 point. Very good. Excellent.
Absolutely. I'm very friendly.
Yeah. Not bad. Dylan is out bike riding. He's on a bike-only bike path. Up ahead, he notices 3 people walking 3 abreast on the path. What does he do next? Does he ring his bell to alert them? Does he say, hey, look out? Or does he get off his bike and walk around them?
Can you ask this question again?
Do you want the whole question again? Yeah. Wow, all right. So Dylan's out bike riding. He's on a bike-only bike path. Up ahead, he notices 3 people walking 3 abreast on the path. What does he do next? Does he ring his bell to alert them? Does he say, hey, look out? Or does he get off his bike and walk around them?
I'll go B.
Yes.
Yeah, B? All right, there's another point. Fantastic. Bloody awesome. All right. Dylan is at a set of traffic lights about to turn left and the person in front of him cuts in front of him and cuts him off. He then notices that when the arrow turns green, they aren't even turning left. What does he do next? Does he just go, whatever, it's no big deal, stare at them intently with contempt, or toot his horn like a madman?
Toot his horn like a madman.
Yeah.
And a crowbar across
Reach for a crowbar at the back. All right, so he got all 3 right.
3 irons.
Michaela, you got 3 out of 3. Put your hands together. Well done. I like it. All right. Not bad, mate. Now, these 3 questions are now at Devon. You'll be giving the answers for him. Ooh, yeah. Devon is at an intersection turning right and the person in front of him is on their phone texting. As a consequence, they miss the green arrow. What does he do next? Is he upset by this and thinks, well, does he toot his horn like a madman or does he give him the death stare?
B and C.
Correct.
B and C.
2 points.
Yeah, 2 points. Joey, you got 2 points, mate. Right on. Okay. Devon is doing the shopping and the person in front of him is in the queue, is in a 12 or items or less register. They've got a massive trolley load of groceries. What does he do next? Does he kindly point out that they're at the wrong register? Does he say nothing and just wait patiently? Or does he just move, I'm guessing this, or does he just move to another cash register?
C. He would move to another, but he'd probably mention something.
What do you reckon?
Yeah. Depends what mood I was in.
Yeah, okay.
He'd
All right.
say something as he's walking off and make sure they could hear it.
Yeah, right. Okay, Joey, another point, mate. Here's your last one. Devon is in a taxi cab with a driver that seems intent on stopping at every orange light when they could have clearly made it through the intersection. They've also keep letting people in, merging in front, and they are driving at 20 kilometres under the speed limit. What does Dylan do next? Does he think, what a nice friendly person they are and say nothing? Or does he say, hey mate, what's going on? I've got to get to my destination as well. Or the last option, we probably don't even need to go there. Does he politely say, excuse me, can we pick up the pace a little?
He probably would do C sarcastically.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right, there you go. That's it. So what did you finish up with? There was a total score of 4 versus a score of 3. It doesn't matter because both of you have been champions. And what I'm going to do for you is, it might look like it's a kid's prize, but it's not. There's a signed football for you. Congratulations, Joey. And Michaela, you don't go away empty-handed because there's one for you. Well done. Thanks, guys. That was nice and simple. Sandy, you'll look after that. That's all right. Thanks, Michaela. Beautiful. I always say it at every show, and I try and keep them a little bit fresh, but what we're trying to do here is we want these people to know that you're footballers and you're out there and you do your thing, but you're humans too, and you go through all the day-to-day activities that we do, so we want to find out what you're like as an individual in civilian uniform. And I'm getting the impression I wouldn't want to run into you anywhere. That could be just I could be wrong, but that'd be my first thoughts. What I want to do now, we want to get 2 contestants up here. I reckon they know a little bit about what's been going on tonight. Because this is a little bit different. Oh, look at the hands go down. No, it's all right. If you think you've been watching and you've got a little bit of, I know what's happening here tonight, we want you to come up the front, and that gentleman right there with the glasses and this gentleman right here. You 2 come on up. What you 2 are going to be doing, the boys are going to be keeping score this time. This segment, I'm going to introduce it. It's called Knowing Me, Knowing You.
Knowing me, knowing you.
All right. Now, I'm just going to let you know, we're not playing for cattle stations, but for every question you get right, you're going to win $5. All right? The way that this works, boys, is everything that when I introduce the boys and then I ask them a series of questions, I want to know how much you guys were paying attention. All right? So have the boys got microphones, Sandy? They've got a microphone each? Yeah, beautiful. Can I just get you to say your name into the microphone? Zalman.
Damien.
Excellent, thank you. So what's going to happen, who would like to go first out of you two boys down the front? Sure. Yeah, Zalman, you can. All right, so Zalman, all your questions are going to be related to Devon Smith. All of your questions, Damien, are going to be related to Dylan Schill. All right? So each question that you get right is worth $5. The boys will be keeping score. Here we go with your first one, Zalman. How old is Devon?
25? 6? 6?
Yeah, 26. So, no, you don't get it. So that's your first one wrong. Bad luck. We're going to move on to your second one. Okay, where did he grow up? Shh, no help from the audience.
Down near the beach. I forgot the name of the area.
Can't tell it. Shh.
I don't know.
No way. No, can't give you that. It was Lara. Who did he barrack for growing up?
Adelaide.
There you go. Got $5. Who was his favourite footballer growing up?
McLeod?
Andrew McLeod, yep. What is his frame of mind before a game of footy?
It depends when. When he was younger, he was a bit nervous and a bit more calmer now.
Give that answer? Happy with that? All right, there you go. What was he doing before footy came along?
High school.
High school? Yep, that's your answer. That's it. How many goals has he kicked in his AFL career to date? No help. Shh.
75 around there. So,
What's your answer?
I'm going to go high, 120.
Oh, man, you got it. Spot on, 120. Yeah, that was a bloody good guess. Excellent, I like that. What is his date of birth, month and year? Can you remember what I read out?
Well, it's going to be 93.
That's
The
correct.
other two, I don't know.
No, can't give it to you then. 20th of May, 1993. How many AFL games has he played in his career to date?
131? 130?
Is that your answer?
It's around there somewhere.
Yeah, that's your answer though?
133 I'll go with.
133. It's 138. Bad luck. Nice try. What sort of pet does he have and what is it called?
He is a little doggy. It's a cross.
All right. He'll be cross if you don't get it right.
It was a little chihuahua cross with something else.
That'll do. What's its name?
Lexi?
Yeah, he's giving it to you. Well done. All right. What is his nickname?
Half a meatball now?
Half a meatball now. You'd have to say, I'll give him that anyway. What does he like to do when he's just got him time?
Golf.
Golf. Yep, there you go. What is his best ever game of footy?
Oh, it was under 12s.
Dill?
Grand
Dev?
final game?
Under 16s. Yeah. No, not going to give you that one. What is the one food he can't resist?
Oh, chicken palmy.
Chicken palmy. All right, there you go. What's his star sign?
No clue. I
No.
forgot that one.
No, didn't get it. All right, what did he finish up with then? What was his total score? 9. $45. All right, well done. Good man. Got that, Sam? All right. So, Damo, you got an idea of how this works? We're going to see what you're capable of. Let's see if you can take away the chocolates. How old is he? Devon Smith, I'm asking.
26.
Oh, sorry, Dylan Schill.
26.
26, first point. There it is. Where did he grow up?
Aspendale.
Very good. Who did he barrack for growing up?
Carlton.
All right. He's going all right. Who was his favourite footballer growing up?
Kurtafidis.
He was. What is his frame of mind before a game of footy?
Not sure.
Not sure? Yeah.
A bit of everything. Sorry, mate. I gave you a bad answer for that one.
Yeah, which is good because I'm not giving you $5. So, all right. What was he doing before footy came along?
School.
Yep, excellent. How many goals has he kicked in his AFL career to date?
To date, I'm not sure, sorry.
No? Okay, it was 72. What is his date of birth, day, month and year?
Year's 93.
Uh-huh. Date and month? Yep.
Forgot, sorry.
No, 9th of March. All right, so we move on from that one. How many games has he played in his AFL career? Tick, 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 tick. Spit it out. What do you got?
No.
No, 154. All right. I thought you were off on a flyer, and we pulled you right back here. What sort of pet does he have, and what is it called?
A dog and...
A dog. I don't think he's going to award you a point with a dog.
Sorry.
No? No good? No? No? All right. It's a dog, but yeah. No, he's not. Yeah, okay. What is his nickname?
Barrel. Chompers.
Yeah, Barrel, all right, he's going to give it to you. What does he like to do when he just has him time?
Golf.
Solarium.
Yeah, well, you can have a point for that. No, actually, golf. Yeah, you want to give it to him? All right. Here comes the last couple for you. What was his best ever game of footy?
Not sure, sorry.
No, no good. Under 12s, correct. Yes, there we go. Grand final. What is the one food he can't resist? Bonus point if you can get it exactly the lolly.
It's all naturals lollies.
Yeah.
And it's this purple one, isn't it?
No, it's very good.
I'll give you 1 point.
Please.
I mucked it up. All right. Here's your last one. What is his star sign?
Pisces.
Huh? Yeah.
What was his number at the Giants?
Yeah. There you go. What was his number at the Giants?
Not sure.
People stop yelling it out.
It doesn't matter, boys. Congratulations. Let's just award it anyway. You've both been wonderful. All right. What's that? Sorry, 9, same, 45. Yeah, they both got 45. So that's your prize, all right? So Sandy will come and see you. If she doesn't, just go home, all right? But otherwise, you both got $45 coming and we'll sort you out, all right? We'll get a photo with you over there a little bit later on. Thank you very much for participating, boys. We like to just see whether they're paying any attention or not, you know? No point getting them down here if they just go, I'm just going to stare at you all night. We want them to know. Our sponsor that looks after us in relation to giving us that cash component for that prize is the Big Picture people. They are also one of our major sponsors associated with doing the shows this year. This year they're going to be giving us the chance to give somebody on August the 28th. Today is August the 14th. So in 14 days we're going to announce the winner who wins this prize. It's a giant 3-metre screen with a complete incredible surround sound package. Which is, yeah, absolutely. Is going to get delivered to someone's house on August the 28th, so you can watch the grand final, right? And invite us all over. I'll get the boys to come down and we'll watch it at your joint and you can feed us beers. It'd be bloody wonderful, wouldn't it? For your chance to win this amazing That's Good for Footy big screen home cinema package, simply go to thebigpicturepeople.com.au/good for footy, fill out the entry form, go to the win section on the That's Good for Footy website, follow the links, T's and C's applies. It's only open to Victorian residents. With thanks to the Big Picture people. Put your hands together, everybody, please. Thank you. Well done. We've come to the end of the show, ladies and gentlemen. What we do at That's Good for Footy is we go through a whole gamut of things. We do questions, we do prizes, we do raffles, we do memorabilia. We hope you guys have all had a good time tonight, have you? Thank you very much for coming along and supporting not only That's Good for Footy, but also the boys from the Essendon Football Club. We hope you've had a good time. As I said at the start of the show, get onto the That's Good for Footy Facebook page, register your details so you can find out about more shows when they come along. I wanted to thank our sponsors, the Framing Queen. Anybody that brought anything tonight, if you need it, frame, see Sandy. The Big Picture people, they're giving away that $11,000 home theatre package, but Zalman and Damien, you won the cash tonight, so well done to you guys. The Comics Lounge, the double passes, that was given away in the best on ground package. I can't remember where that went, but that was done. Hamper World to the Hamper, congratulations. Well done, that was good stuff. Cheesecake Shop, how's that going? Has that been demolished yet, or is that... No, it's going home, that's all right. There's a family of 7 that are going to eat that tonight, that's good. Burley Seacon for the footballs, 3D Mini League for the figurines, Oz Carts, thank you very much, all of that was wonderful. We got 2 more shows coming up, ladies and gentlemen. But before I get to them, I just wanted to say, can you please put your hands together for both Devon Smith and Dylan Schill from the Essendon Football Club. You guys were sensational, thank you. Thanks for coming out and being part of it. pick up your microphones and tell us, have you had a good time tonight?
Of course, this is my second show with you, Damo. Last one was with Stringer, but this one's been better with Devon.
Excellent, I like it. How's that?
Last time Dill was meant to be on with me, and we brought Darcy instead. But no, I've enjoyed it. It's been good.
Good on you, mate. Thanks to both of you. I really appreciated you being part of it. Bloody awesome. Couple of upcoming shows on August the 21st next Wednesday. Appearing on the show will be Shane Edwards and Sydney Stack from the Richmond Football Club, live from Club Tivoli, 291 Dandenong Road in Windsor. On August the 28th, at this stage, we're actually doing a Collingwood show. Appearing on that show will be Adam Treloar and quite possibly Brodie Grundy. I'm still yet waiting to actually chat with Brodie, but that's from the Collingwood Football Club, live from Club Tivoli again in Windsor. So if you want to find out about it, get onto That's Good for Footy Facebook page or the website. We're also, over the Christmas and New Year period, we're going to be doing some corporate shows. We'll come to and do the shows at people's places of work. So if your HR section or people within your working environment are saying, you know what, we should do something different for a Christmas party, you could actually have a That's Good for Footy panel show at your place of work. So think about it and pass it on to anybody else that may know something about it and is interested in doing so. All I wanted to do now was just say thanks to the lovely Sam. Great job tonight, mate. Really enjoyed it. Good stuff. Enjoyed all your positivity and your feedback. It was wonderful. You guys need to put a big round of applause together for yourselves. Thanks to everyone for coming out. Seriously cool. I also just wanted to now mention good luck to the Essendon Football Club on the weekend. Go really, really well. I hope it goes well against Freo. And then Friday on that Friday night, coming up against Collingwood, arch nemesis. That should be a cracker game. Exactly, everything they said and a little bit more. Have a really good couple of weeks of football. Can't wait to see you back on the field next year. I know that's going to be the case, but I look forward to seeing you as well out there. So that's going to be fantastic. All I wanted to say, this has come to the end of the show. This show is dedicated to my beautiful dad. He passed away on Friday. We bury him this Friday. So this one's for you, Dad. Bloody awesome. My name's Damien. This has been the That's Good for Footy panel shows. Thank you, everyone, and good night. Cheers, guys.